Welcome to the Knackler's workshop. I'm Paul and this is Hotchpotch number 8, where I will update the sticker board and we'll have a quick visit to the workshop to see what's been going on there. Hi everyone, I hope you're all tickety-boo. I've been toying with starting the Hotchpotch episodes with a weather report, like Clarence over at Bundy Bear's shed does. But to be truthful, the weather here is never that extreme in the south of England where I live. So I never have to worry too much. But at the time of filming it's really very cold here. Anyway, let's get busy and have a look at a couple of stickers that have come in from around the world. First of all, we've got one from Chris, Just One Guy Metalwork. Chris is in Canada and makes some good videos. Let's make sure we can see that. Yeah. He has some good playlists, and one of my favourites is called Just Thinking Out Loud, and he sort of, well, as the title sort of suggests, you got a bit of a running commentary as he's thinking about what he's up to. So yeah, he's very entertaining. Lots of emojis on his video. I'm quite jealous of his ability to edit videos. And another one of the projects he did, he took an old lamp and made the new lampshade part for it, and some really good eccentric turning. Yeah, definitely really good. So I'd encourage you to go over and have a look. So that's Chris, Just One Guy Metalworks. And the second sticker this time is from Max Grant over at the Swan Valley Machine Shop in Western Perth in Australia. It's quite hard really to describe Max without sounding over the top. He really is a very good engineer. He's a third generation machinist and just has so many skills. Max is currently building a new workshop for himself, and there's a series on his channel for that, which is starting to come together. So it's good. He also has another really good playlist where it's called Small Run Repetitions. It's set up for lathes and his Bridgeport milling machine, and it's great. He shows how to make batches of an item and the jigs and fixtures that he makes to do it, and the logic behind, you know, why you should do it in that order. So yeah, it's good. And another good playlist or series is called Machining the R8 tooling for the Bridgeport. And when I first watched that, he did some fabulous work, grinding work on his lathe using a tool-based grinder. Yeah, really is very good. So if you want to improve your machining, definitely go over and have a look at Max's channel. So what I'll do is I'll just go and put these on the sticker board, and then I'll bring you back for that. Okay. Right, we're back now. So let's have a quick look at the stickers on the board. So starting from top left, so we got Max up there, the Swan Valley Machine Shop. We've got Chris's Just One Guy Metalworks. Then we got the Eddies, followed by Matty's Workshop, Active Atom Boys. The Cave Shop, Rusty Knox, Shark River Machines, Wooden Stuff, David, Harold Amateur Redneck Workshop, Craig's Workshop, Missouri Oldtimer, Everett's Workshop, Randy Richards, Kevin over at Machine NZ. We've got Robert at 𝗪𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗙, Lance at 𝗠𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗙. We've got Tom at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Machine Works. Where are we going to now? So then we've got Chuck at 𝐒𝐄𝐅𝒙𝗂𝗙, Fred at Machine Works. Where have I got now? We've got Ben at Tool Addict. We've got John's Workshop. Coming down, we've got Joe at Sierra Valley Autos. We've got Aaron at Design Creativity and Technology, and his own ones, Aaron Engineering. I think I missed anyone there. If I have, apologies, I'll get you next time. So that's yeah, that's the sticker board update. So thanks everyone for all the shout outs, and yeah, it's really good. And I can remember when I put the first ones on and didn't feel thought I was a bit over optimistic with this this sticker board, but it looks like I'm going to have to start thinking about a second one. Anyway, thanks very much guys. Okay, so as in the last Hotchpotch, I gave an honourable mention to Peter over at the PGS channel. So in this episode I'd like to mention Chris at the Dream Steam channel. And Chris does some great work with hand tools, which it really is quite thought-provoking, and shows you really don't need masses or lots of machinery to make some really good stuff. Just skill really. So you know, really I would suggest going over and checking out Chris's channel, because it really is very good to watch. So as always, the links to the channel on the sticker board, or the channels shown on the sticker board, and the honourable mentions are in the video description. So yeah, check them out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So that's the sticker board update. So let's whiz over to the workshop and have a bit of a look at what's been going on over there. Hi everyone, so back in the workshop. Let's have a walk down to my area. As you can see, it's pretty quiet. Here's the fire. This is an interesting tale. So not much left in there to burn, and actually there's not much. If you're a regular viewer, there used to be bags of sawdust around the place, so I set myself a goal to burn it all before Christmas, with the knowledge that the guys will be back in the new year generating some more sawdust. However, they because the workshop's been shut down, there's no work being done, so hence no sawdust, hence no heat. So the odd occasion I have popped down here, it's been pretty cold. So here's the new workbench. I think I've spoken about this quite a bit. So it's in two parts. So we got so join there. So first part's 100mm long, 80mm, or it's one metre long, 800mm wide, and this one's 800mm square. But what we've got down at the bottom there, the pallet truck, yeah, fits underneath. So what we can do is just easily hoist it up and move it out the way. So this machine over the back here, the guys, when they're doing anything big, they can just shift it out the way. They don't use that too much. So yeah, it's given me a tremendous amount of workspace, so I'm very grateful for that, and the ability to put a big old what we got, a record number 36 voice on there. So it's a bit of a beast for whatever I'm going to do, but it was left over from many years ago. So now we've got a home for the 𝐒𝐋𝐀𝐘𝐋 saw, so I'm going to get that. I've got some new oil for that, so I'm going to get that up and running shortly. I did get if you remember, I was after a drill press vise. So got a record 414. So did quite well price wise on that. An engineer who had died fairly close to me, his son was selling it all. So yeah, what else we got on here? So a bit of a work, a lamp. So it's quite good. Swing over to if I'm on the vise or if I'm working anywhere. Also picked up a surface plate, little granite surface plate, 12 by 12 from 𝗪𝗥𝗦𝗔𝗡𝗥 here in the UK. So I was sorely tempted to get a bigger one, but you know, it seems crazy. I've just managed to get this space and then fill it up. So I think, well, we'll try it with that. So I think that should be all right. So I need to make a bit of a cover for that. So I've got the blackboard back door, not written on here. So here's the other thing. Sorry, let's move back a bit. So this was the defences against the dust on the lathe. So I've got a roller blind there. It's all getting a bit involved really. So let's so what we've got, oh, nice. So and then all I've got is something else over the lathe. It's an old shower curtain. Get that out of the way. So yeah. So now we got the lathe going there. So that's quite good. And I think I spoke about this partition wall, some wood here. So the guys have kindly put that up. So with the saw up here and the grinding machines there, the bench grinders, it's really just to try and stop some of the sawdust and grinding dust coming onto the lathe. But the eagle eyes ones will know that obviously this is a bit of a problem. So we've got a bit of a hinge situation going here, so so we can get to it. So if they're not working, I can just have that open. So that gives me space to spindle and all the change gears. So that's pretty cool. So really, I've now got this the situation where the lathe's pretty much, it's never going to be dust proof, but it's quite protected when I'm not here, to get the majority off the or keep it off it. So that's really good news. Yeah, and we just got various projects. There's a decal down here in amongst, underneath there somewhere. It's a shaper. The guy I bought the lathe off gave me this shop vac, which is not a lot of use. So I think that's destined for the dump. So on the workbench, what I'm going to do is try and get. I don't know if we can see. It's a bit dark down here. There's a big old wooden box here, so I'm going to try and just make some more wooden boxes and put the stuff I very rarely use down on the bottom shelf, and then stuff that I use more often on the higher ones. But it's all I only excuse me, put it in here the other day because the guys kindly finished it for me. So I need to sort out that a bit more. But I definitely now got a bit of a reasonable working environment to actually try and do stuff. So it's interesting when you look at the bench and see the size of it. This is the old one. I've got to take this away. But this is the one that came with the 𝗪𝗧𝗜𝗔𝗡𝗥. So that's just about a metre long, and it's definitely not 800 wide. So yeah, so I'm very pleased. We're all in a pretty situation to make some progress. This is one of the other little projects I want to do. Let me get this. So this is a swivel, I don't know what you call it really, like a vice type thing, or it will be. So so yeah, just swivel it around different angles, lock it off. So what I've got around here, didn't plan this out very well, chaps. So I've got a bit of aluminium. So the plan is to drill it up a bit like a I can't think what you call it. Tom Lipton's got one, pallet. So so it sits on here with the various holes in screws, like on a pallet that you have on a milling machine. And then obviously I can move it around and tilt it. So if I'm working on something pretty small, I can hold it securely in whatever angle will help me. So that's what I'm quite keen to get that one going soon. The only problem is not having a mill, so I'm gonna have to attempt to do something on the drilling machine, see where it comes out. If I get to a situation where I get a mill, then I can make a proper one. So yeah, anyway, there's a bit of overview of what's going on down here. So I think in reality we've still got COVID pretty bad here. So I'm going to, the next couple of weeks I think I'm just going to spend trying to get all this sorted into something that makes it fairly easy for me to environment to work, you know, get a cover on the surface table, maybe get this thing going. I might video that, I'm not certain. And then so that's going to bring me to the end of Feb, and then I think once we get to the end of Feb, then I'm going to start, I should be able to get back to videos once a week, and then yeah, should be hopefully a bit more interesting. I'll be very close to having my vaccine here in the UK, my corona one, so life should be pretty good. So yeah, I'm quite hopeful, which is good. So apologies for not too many videos, but I needed to do my bit and well, and not catch corona really. So yeah, so normal service will be resumed soon. Okay, so back to the man cave. Thank you. Well, that's about it for now. Sorry there's not much been going on really, but hopefully this will start to change as we get back to normal in March, and I can get back to one video a week. Thanks to everyone for watching and those who have subscribed. I'm fast approaching 500 subscribers, which is pretty good. I'm very grateful. So as always, stay happy, strong and healthy. Cheerio.